Hello, welcome to Driven It, story time. I've got a story of a popular Luxo barge sort of went up against the Kia Magentis, and I'm going to read it to you next. Today's story is about a car that made ABS, anti-locking braking systems, standard on cars. See, now you take it for granted. Every car is pretty much has to be fitted with it by law. Back then, it was a very, very costly option. Ford, however, made the Mark III Granada. And on higher up models, I do believe actually on the poverty model when it came out, they just went, no, you're not having it. And you sort of go, well, but on most of the other models, it came with ABS. And I remember the advert when it went around the tractor, and we all went, ooh, that's very clever. However, the Ford Granada, the sleek executive class Granada and Scorpio have won many international awards than any other car in Ford's history. All are equipped with one of the world's most advanced anti-lock braking systems, and this standard setting range includes four-wheel drive versions of the prestigious Granada Gear, Scorpio and Scorpio Executive. And there's a list of key features that you have, and I'm just going to pick out some of them because I tell you now, it's a big old bloody brochure this, but you've got 5-speed gearbox, either standard or no cost option depending on model. Oh, 5-speed gearbox, either standard or no cost option. Doesn't really make much sense that, does it? Anyway, Granada L and GL have self-seek FM cassette ESRT 32 PS audio equipment with 6 speakers. All other models feature top quality electronic sound systems, ECU2, with power amplifier and 6 speakers. Oh, was that little thing on the dashboard? That was quite nice with Ford. The Granada L. The sleek, spacious and versatile Granada has won more awards than any other car in Ford's history. They're just repeating themselves. Anyway, there's something else that we haven't been told. The well-equipped Granada L rides on fully independent suspension and has one of the world's most advanced anti-lock braking systems as standard. Oh. Anyway, key features: remote control door mirrors, colour-keyed velour carpet in passenger compartment, courtesy lights operated by all 4 doors, plus load compartment lights. Newport cloth trimmed front seats with padded, fully adjustable head restraints. And we've still got the same stereo system. However, 5-speed gearbox standard with all power units, 4-speed automatic option with the 2-litre, and a choice of 1.8 and 2-litre petrol engine or a 2.5-litre diesel. Ooh, now we're going to go to the Rep Spec. The Granada GL. The Granada GL's attractions, do you know what? I'm quite sure I am slightly dyslexic. I thought that said atrocious. The Granada GL's atrocious. No, the Granada GL's attractions include a choice of 4 engines, from the 1.8 litre to the new 2.4 litre V6. Oh, saucy, right? Little V6, nice. Tested by Ford engineers, a V6 engined GL with the 5-speed gearbox did 0 to 60 in 9.3 seconds and powered on to reach 121 miles per hour. And then we've got some key features, which again, pretty much like the base model. However, you've got the choice of engines with a V6 and the petrol and a diesel. And then you've got bumpers with wide body side mouldings with bright inserts. Central locking. Sorry, I'm being slightly distracted because I have my friend Glenn here who's filming as I'm filming. Hello, Glenn. How are you? Oh, don't worry. Well, I could see sort of then, I thought, am I either someone stalking me? Because, you know, I haven't quite got to stalker stage yet, but you never know. It could, I know, right? But, you know, ample room in the boot of one of these for a body. So, you know, if you want to put me somewhere in here. However, to get the boot open, I can tell you, it's electronic. Little button here opens it up, right? And I can't get out once you're in there. I've already... Who? Yeah, you could probably squeeze 2 or 3 in there. Depends, you know, how big they are. If you like the larger size person, probably just 1. The svelte person, shut up, probably 3 or 4. There we go. Oh, thank you very much. Anyway, I've been slightly distracted there. Where were we? We were talking central locking with the full Granada. I do apologise about this. My lovely friend Glenn, bless him. Anyway, central locking with touch key. That's nice. Tailgate wash wipe conveniently linked to reverse gear. Now that was quite something. Renault made a big thing of that. Put it in reverse, goes the rear wiper. Ford had it. I don't know what year this was. Do you know, I didn't even do that, did I? Picture the scene. England, 1987. I might have to do that bit again. Anyway, driver's seat with height adjustment. Central armrest for split folding rear seats, blah, 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 blah. Vanity mirror, yeah, carpet. Oh, carpeted rear package tray. Ooh, there we go. Right, let's go to, brace yourselves. Now we get a little bit saucy. Granada gear. I tell you, when Ford got rid of the gear badge and then called it titanium, didn't really mean anything. I'm sorry, it really didn't. It was like, yeah, titanium is, it's a posh metal. Yes, we get that. But, you know, it doesn't really go with the rest of the range, unless you sort of call, you know, do you remember when they had popular and unpopular, or what was it? No, popular plus. Oops. And then you had the L, GL and all that stuff. You know, if you're going to go for titanium, then put the lesser metals, you know, down your range. So you've got like tin foil, steel, magnesium, and uranium or whatever. Anyway, Granada gear. The Granada gear is available with Ford's advanced and widely acclaimed four-wheel drive system. Oh, and then we've got the Granada gear 4x4, which they're going to tell me here. Luxury features include separate heating and ventilation controls for the exceptionally spacious compartment. And actually, it did have a very, very large area. It also came, if you spec'd it up with leather, it came with more ruched leather than you could throw. More ruched leather than this thing comes. I mean, okay, ruched leather is just on the door cards, but this thing came with so much ruched leather. It was a bugger to vacuum out. I tell you, they were a nightmare to clean. When I used to have a car washing business when I was a child, I say business, I mean, it's what you did, didn't you, on a Sunday? Knock on the door, do you want your car washed, mate? Pound. I used to charge a bloody £1 to wash a car, even a full Granada. And then some people, oh, just clean that into it. Ruched leather, I remember one, in India we stopped going there because it was just like, Jesus Christ. Also, how dirty can you get your car within a week? Some people are filthy animals. Anyway, this has got the usual features with the engines. However, we've got the Gear 4x4 is powered by the 2.9 litre EFI V6, choice of 2 litre EFI, 2.4 litre EFI V6, and 2.9 litre EFI V6 for the Granada gear. And we've got 5-speed gearboxes and transmissions and luxurious cut pile carpet. Carpet trimmed storage bins on the front doors. And then we've got cigar lighters front and rear. Again, see smoking in the 80s. Multifunctional digital clock with ambient temperature readout. Oh, hello. Armrest, glove box and cassette storage between the front seats. Cassettes, I know. God, those were good days. See, people now, it's USBs and wire over the phone. You had boxes of cassettes everywhere. Bloody hell. Driver seat equipment with adjustable lumbar support. That was quite handy. That had this little pump thing. Marvellous. Was quite reliable. I used to have it on a pair of Asics basketball boots. I used to pump it here to squeeze them up. Marvellous. And, oh, here we go. Instruments include tachometer and graphic warning module for door lights, fluid levels and brake pad wear. And then we get to the Scorpio. Now, there is a bit of a thing with the Scorpio, and I'll go on to that in a moment. So now we come to the grand luxe of the Granada world, the Scorpio. Now, there's a bit of a thing with the Scorpio, because you may remember when I started this, I said Granada Scorpio, and you might be going, oh, what? They called it Granada Scorpio because they wanted to call it Scorpio, but people were like, oh, we don't really like the name. And Ford were learning, because when the Sierra came out, the new Jenny Mould Cortina, people went, oh, we don't like that, it's a Jenny Mould car. And the name meant nothing. People were expecting Cortina, because we've had Cortina Mark 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And then it was like, no, not going to have that anymore. And then people went, oh, what the hell? No one bought the Sierra for a number of years. It looked very different. Though admittedly, once you took off its fancy dresswear, it was a Cortina underneath. So it's like exactly the same. So Ford learnt their lesson and they just went, okay, we'll call it Granada Scorpio. We'll ease people into Scorpio. Anyway, let's talk about the top luxury, Scorpio. Scorpio, air conditioning, a power-operated sunroof, and an electronically heated windscreen are features typical of the Scorpio class. Scorpio 4x4. The Scorpio 4x4 four-wheel drive transmission provides astonishing grip and traction. And then we've got a list of other refinements here. So it has the refined 2.9 litre EFI engine developing 150 PS at 5,700 RPM and 233 Newton meters of torque at 3,000 RPM. The Scorpio 4x4 has advanced permanent engaged four-wheel drive with torque split 34 to 66 front and rear for superb handling apparently, and protective side mouldings with bright inserts because, you know, it's sort of a gearish model, shiny, shiny. And then there's some other things it has. Headlight washers. Now, the headlight washers were always quite exciting. We always loved a bit of a headlight washer. But do you remember, they didn't look as good, should we be honest with you, like the Mark II Granada, because those stuck out the bumper. They were really sturdy things. You never saw a Mark II Granada with them smashed off. Use your memory and go, oh no, you never did. But yeah, these, not quite so sticky-outy, but yeah, the Mark II, fantastic, super strong. Anyway, what else have we got in here? All electrically powered front seats with adjustable lumbar support for driver and passenger. And we've got automatic delayed courtesy lights, dim very, very gently. However, through this, we've got some other things. So we've got the press and public have acclaimed the efficiency of Ford's four-wheel drive transmission. The Scorpio 4x4 grip and traction are complemented by an equally advanced anti-lock braking system. Now, one thing you do notice through the Granada and Scorpio things are they do like to rave about the anti-lock brake system. Rightly so. Ford were the first to bring it, not quite the first to bring it to public, I have to say, but they were first to put it as standard on a car, admittedly high up car. They didn't put it on your Ford Escort and your Fiestas, but high up. But it was a standard feature, so it's talk of the town. But yeah, the first to do it, and that was 1987. Now think about it, 1987 was a long time before it became standard fitment. My Citroen Berlingo is a year 2000. It has the optional ABS. 1987, so that was a lot of years before it became standard. Anyway, I've gone slightly off topic, as always. Fully adjustable. Front and rear head restraints combine comfort with safety in the spacious and luxurious Scorpio. Button-operated electric motors adjust the backrest for rake. The graphic equaliser is an extra cost option. The driver gets a clear view of the Scorpio's ergonomically curved instrument panel. Controls for the air conditioning system, one of the most advanced in the world, are to the left of the tachometer. Ooh. And it's a lovely dashboard. It is a bit, does remind you a bit of the, was it Michael Chevet interior design, sort of he did for the Knight Rider. Not quite so electronic, but it's got that curve, so everything's aiming towards the driver. Anyway, there is more for Scorpio. Scorpio Executive, oh, steady. Complete with leather upholstery, cruise control and an alarm system. The superb Scorpio Executive combines smooth riding luxury with vivid performance. And then the Scorpio Executive 4x4. The Scorpio Executive 4x4 is made even more attractive and efficient by Ford's four-wheel drive transmission. And again, we've got pretty much the same key features, so to speak, of the original. Although this one, Scorpio, how this one has cruise control, seats trimmed with high-grade leather, ruched leather, I might just point out, a little bit like the ruching on the door cards here, but all over the interior, lots of cows died for your Scorpio ruched leather interior. Anyway, front pair have adjustable thigh supports and side bolsters, electrically operated tilt or slide sunroof, and top quality electronic sound system ECU2 with 6 speakers and separate power amplifier. Steady. Anyway, the Scorpio Executive features include leather trim seats, oh we've already done that, alloy wheels, bring an additional touch of class to the sleek Scorpio Executive's aerodynamic efficiency styling. The Executive 4x4 equally attractive wheels feature a 7-spoke design. We have here some performance figures. I just thought I'd go through, I'm not going to rabbit all of them off because I tell you now, it's quite a lot. But you know, top speeds range from 98 mile an hour for the 2.5 overhead valve diesel 5-speed to 129 for the 2.9 EFI 5-speed in the Scorpio. So there we go. Fuel economy figures, to be honest with you, pretty much standard. Pretty much standard for this. 19 for the 2.9 EFI, and then you get 32 for the diesel. And that's I always just keep calling it stimulated urban, but simulated urban driving. And then at your constant 75, because let's face it, you've got an executive luxury barge, you're not going to sit there at 56, are you? You're going to go 75. Actually, you're not going to go 75 because that's naughty, you see. You're going to go at 70, officer, give or take. Anyway, at 75, it actually makes you laugh, that, doesn't it, really? Talk about the economy at 75 mile an hour, yet in the UK, our maximum speeds, anywhere, 70. Anyway, so what are they? So 38 for the diesel, and the worst I can see here is 28 for the 2.9 EFI 5-speed four-wheel drive system. Now, one thing I'm going to say here, because four-wheel drive systems are not always as efficient as two-wheel drive systems, but for the same exact car, so it's 28, 29, 30, 31, 3.7 miles is the penalty for the superb traction of the 4x4 system. Oh, there we go. That was Ford's Granada Scorpio, which then what came left was the Scorpio. No one bought, because let's be honest with you, it was a bit pig ugly. To be honest with you, I'm surprised these didn't outsell it. But for some reason, the Scorpio did seem to outsell this. How? Anyway, right, there you go. Take care. See you soon. GoPro, stop recording. Square. Admittedly, I mean, if you looked underneath the Sierra, you'd just go, my God, it's still a Cortina. It's as simple as my wheelbarrow in my garden. However, it had this jelly mould body on it. And people were like,